In this video, we're going to be talking about how to connect to guides and what spirit guides are. Coming up on Medium Charlie Kelly Masterclass. And many of us are caught in the delusion of how we connect with the spirit guides and what we're meant to experience and what these experiences are, and then we're meant to have a name and a history that goes with them. And in actual fact, that's not the case with a spirit guide. In all my references, you'll hear me saying my team. So, and what I mean by that is that I have different people that I work with within my team for different purposes within my mediumship. So we may have healing, we may have trance or entrancement. Some people may know that as channeling or communication. I mean, the list can go on and on depending how I refine down this skill set within my mediumship. And through this process, I would have met people along the way. So you will know when you work closely with me, if you're part of my classrooms or my workshops or my mentoring, you'll hear me refer to my team. And in my team, when I'm working clairvoyantly or mediumistically, I will refer to these people as like a mother figure or a father figure or inspirational speaker. And these have just been developed over time. Now, many of us are expecting to go on some sort of journey, some sort of guided meditation where at the end of it, we'll have this mystical, magical experience that we talk about or you hear about on these other videos you see on YouTube or the CDs that you're buying or even the books that you're reading. But the experience for the individual is unique in every example. Now, I have a reputation for being a little bit blunt, a little bit to the point, and I'm a very down to earth. I'm not into the unicorns and rainbows and the love and the light. It should be there in that spiritual element, but how we package that and present that is going to be very different for each and every single one of us. That's just mediumship in itself. So the experience will have to be that of what sits right with you. If you are someone that loves the music in the background and you love the candlelight and you're going through a very visual experience, then your meeting of the guides will be one of a very spiritual experience, and with the room at the level that you have set the room up for. However, I was someone that was very grounded, very down to earth, and not very mystical, and it wasn't gonna be rose petals and unicorns and rainbows. And so for me, it was a feeling, something that I was working on. I've got my eyes shut, and I'm working on raising my awareness through my eyes being shut. So I throw out my energy, and I become hypersensitive. And so the first thing that I encountered when I was working with my spirit team was feeling them there, because my eyes are shut, the visual's not going to happen. So, and I'll cover more in that in a moment. Now, as this feeling starts to heighten, it becomes less subtle, I start to understand the difference between it. Some may be very feminine, some may be very soft and very loving. And equally, I may have an act of defiance, or I need a lot of strength. And for me, the team kind of evolves there. So it goes from a mother figure and leans into be this father figure that I talk about. Now, they're neither my mum or my dad. Don't mistake what I'm saying. They just make me feel that way. So the mother figure will nurture me and encourage me like a mother does, but give you that support there, that when it all goes wrong and I'm messing it up and I'm getting too involved in it, I'm diluting it too much, she's there to sort of brush me down and then pick me back up to make another attempt. Whereas the father figure's got a lot more defiance, a lot more masculine approach to it. So I'm trying harder, or I'm trying more, when actually we don't need to try. We don't need to try. I see lots of videos and lots of explanations on here about, are the spirit world trying to contact you? Are the spirit world trying to get in touch with you? Are your spirit guides here for you? And the reality behind that is they're always there. And in a later video I will describe exactly what I mean. That no matter where we are at what given time, through the density of the physical realm or the sensory realm, and we're connecting to a higher place, a higher plane, the spirit realms, is at a much higher set frequency. They're there at all times. It's not as though they're busy doing other things. It's because of the density meeting the vibrancy, which allows that to happen, which I will explain in another video later on in the masterclass series for you. However, back to the guides and working with the visual aspect. Now, I am someone that needs someone. I needed to see my guide. I needed to see it, but it's not going to be as someone just walks in the room objectively. You know, it may work like that for some people, but the majority of us, that's not the case. And so we need a vision to do that. Now, if I ask you just to start working visually with your clairvoyance, with that space within our mind, and I ask you to see an umbrella, and I ask you to see a red bouncy ball, or I ask you to see a dog, or I ask you to see a sunny day outside. All of these visuals are starting to gain momentum within your mind. There's not loads of detail, but you start to get the vision happening for you in this space. And that space is the same space as when I say to you, go back to a memory of when you was a child. Go back to a memory of the last time you spoke to your husband or your wife, or the last time you kissed your child, the last time you went to your child's school play or sports day, anything, the last time you saw your child. Now all of you will have that vision in some way, whether it be super heightened or just there, happening, forming. You're having this experience, this visual experience. And so the visual experience will be one that you require as the individual. How detailed that gets will be how much you can spend in a daydream, or how sharp your imagination is, that space within your mind. How much detail you can see on the umbrella that I offered you, or the ball, or the sunny day. And this is the development that people talk about. This is the development that we have to set aside a little bit of time for, to sharpen the visual aspect of our minds, of our brains. And with that will come this figure, this avatar that your guide will use to come in. Now, you have to appreciate that they are energy, they are consciousness. And so in my world, in some sort of way that psychology or something like that would break it down. I'm not qualified in those fields, but there will be something that they will say to me that because I am looking for a mother figure or a father figure within my spirit team, there will be something like that in my childhood that I have missed or that I was lacking in some way, and that's why Charlie's done that. Charlie's done it in a way of a mother and a father figure. And for me, it's just a lady and a man. And that there will be some sort of explanation there because of my missing that piece within my physical life, and I go to my spirit team and look for that. Now, that will be the same for you guys, for the way that you work. If you are seeing some sort of famous character, it's because you need to feel safe, and having the safety of a famous person will be fine, or a biblical character will be also fine. But you do have to understand, and I have explained this in another video about connecting to your guides, that this is just your requirement. A name is your requirement. A visual is your requirement. A feeling is your requirement. Because the spirit world is here and now, and it's not that they're trying to get your attention. They're there within your attention if you allow it, because that's the mechanic behind that. That's how that works. So if you need it to be fun, or you need it to be serious or empowering, then your guide will be that way. So I remember working with a student, and I said, just make the person up, just to encourage them to use this visual aspect. Give them the name of your choice, because your spirit team will of course adhere to that. Their name may be John, but you've called them Fred. They don't care. That's a human side of things. That's us worrying about that we're getting the wrong name or we're getting this, when in actual fact, they're more than happy to go, well, my name's John, but they're calling me Fred, but I don't care, because at least they're talking to me, at least they're working with me, and through this relationship we're building, they're improving as a person. I'm quite happy to be a man called Fred when actually I'm John. That is how the spirit world are going to view that, because that they are consciousness. So those people looking to sharpen their visuals with their guide, their team, whichever terminology you prefer there, then it should be something that you work with them on. So if it is a child, it may be a lady, it may be even fictional, it may be just something that helps you get there. It may be like a cartoon or something. Then go with it, build that relationship. My advice to those people that are looking to go or connect with their guides on a much freer level, I would certainly recommend looking at the awareness of self. How does it make you feel when they're around? It's not, I can't feel them, Charlie. They can't be here. They are here. That's it. They are here. Now go find them within your awareness. And I promise you that your awareness will sharpen, your visuals will sharpen, because your philosophy and your understanding is starting to form, that you know that they're there. It's not a belief, it's not a, I think they're there. You know they're there. So through that knowledge, through that understanding, you know they're there. I've just got to use a marker to find where they are. And now through that awareness, that feeling, the visuals, everything will increase, and your relationship with your spirit team is growing. So that will be a marked improvement in a very short space of time. So I ask you to engage with the channel. I ask you to share your experiences. How did you find it? Was you someone that needed a name? Was you someone that needed a visual? Are you someone that doesn't know the name and you're working in a very productive way with your team? Let the other people that are interacting see your experiences. So that's my question of the day. Back to you. I look forward to the next video on Masterclass.